Oil and gas work is tough, it's also dangerous. One of the riskiest jobs? Hot work. That's any job involving welding, cutting, grinding, or anything that makes sparks or heat. One mistake can be deadly. That's why training is so important. Think about it. Oil and gas are flammable. One spark in the wrong place and boom. Lives lost, equipment destroyed, the environment polluted. Training teaches workers how to prevent these disasters. It's about protecting themselves, their co-workers, and the environment. Hot work in oil and gas isn't your grandpa's welding in the garage. We're talking massive structures, flammable materials everywhere, and often extreme weather conditions. Picture this. A welder on an offshore platform, hundreds of feet above the ocean, surrounded by pipes carrying volatile liquids. It's a high-stakes environment. A small spark can ignite a fire that engulfs the entire platform, endangering hundreds of lives. And it's not just fires. Toxic fumes, explosions, and burns are all real threats. That's why understanding the dangers is the first step to preventing them. The International Association of Oil and Gas Producers, IOGP, is like the wise old sage of the oil and gas industry. They've seen it all, learned from the mistakes, and developed safety standards to prevent tragedies. These standards are like the 10 commandments of hot work. They cover everything from risk assessments to fire watch procedures. These aren't just suggestions, folks. They're based on years of experience and countless lessons learned. Companies that follow IOGP standards are not only protecting their workers, but also demonstrating their commitment to safety. It's about doing things the right way every time. So, what are these life-saving measures? Let's break it down. Hot work, such as welding, cutting, and grinding, is inherently risky, especially in the oil and gas industry. But with the right precautions, we can significantly reduce these risks. Before even striking an arc, you need a permit to work. This isn't just a formality, it's a critical step in ensuring everyone's safety. This document outlines the specific hazards and control measures for the job. It details everything from the type of work being done to the safety equipment required. It's like a safety checklist everyone agrees on. This ensures that all team members are on the same page and aware of the potential dangers. Next, clear the area of flammable materials. This means removing anything that could catch fire, such as paper, wood, or even certain chemicals. You wouldn't weld next to a gas can, right? It's common sense, but in the hustle and bustle of a busy work site, it's easy to overlook. Same principle applies, but on a much larger scale. Ventilation is key. Proper ventilation helps to disperse any dangerous fumes and keeps the air breathable. Toxic fumes can be just as dangerous as fire. Inhaling these can lead to serious health issues or even be fatal. Make sure there's plenty of fresh air circulating. This is especially important in confined spaces where fumes can build up quickly. And always have fire extinguishers and other firefighting equipment nearby. This is your first line of defense in case something goes wrong. Remember, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Regular emergency drills and having a clear plan can make all the difference in a crisis. Safety is everyone's responsibility, and taking these measures seriously can save lives. Section 5. Responsibilities workers on the front line. Hot work safety isn't just about rules, it's about responsibility. Every worker on that job site has a role to play. First and foremost, they need to be trained. And I'm not talking about a 5-minute YouTube video, we're talking comprehensive hands-on training that covers every aspect of work safety. Workers need to understand the risks, know the procedures, and be able to spot potential hazards. They also need to speak up. See something unsafe? Say something. Remember, everyone on that site is depending on each other to stay safe. Section 6. Responsibilities, supervisors setting the standard. Supervisors, you're the coaches in this high-stakes game. You set the tone, enforce the rules, and make sure everyone goes home safe every night. That starts with proper planning. Before any hot work begins, you need to conduct a thorough risk assessment, identify potential hazards, evaluate the risks, and develop control measures. Make sure everyone understands their roles and responsibilities, and don't just tell them, show them, lead by example. Follow the procedures, wear the right PPE, and never compromise on safety. Your actions speak louder than words. That's Section 7, real-life consequences when safety fails. We've talked about the importance of safety, but let's get real for a second. Safety isn't just a set of rules and regulations, it's a matter of life and death. When safety protocols are ignored or inadequately followed, the consequences can be catastrophic, affecting not just the workers but also the environment and the surrounding communities. When safety protocols are ignored, the consequences can be catastrophic. The aftermath of such negligence is often devastating, leading to loss of life, environmental destruction, and long-term economic impacts. The ripple effects of a single safety failure can be felt for years, if not decades. Take the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, for example. This disaster wasn't just a random accident, it was the result of a series of safety failures. Inadequate well design, failure to control the well, and ignored warning signs all contributed to the explosion and fire. A series of safety failures, including inadequate well design and failure to control the well, led to an explosion and fire that killed 11 workers and resulted in the largest marine oil spill in history. The environmental impact was enormous, affecting marine life, local fisheries, and the livelihoods of countless people. Or the Piper Alpha disaster, where a gas leak ignited, causing a series of explosions and fires that engulfed the platform, killing 167 people. This tragedy highlighted the dire consequences of inadequate safety measures and emergency response plans. These tragedies serve as stark reminders of the importance of safety in the oil and gas industry. They underscore the need for rigorous safety protocols, continuous training, and a culture that prioritizes safety above all else. Remember, safety isn't just a policy, it's a commitment to protecting lives and the environment. Section 8. The power of training knowledge is safety. Training isn't just about checking a box, it's about empowering workers with the knowledge and skills to identify and mitigate risks. A well-trained worker is a safe worker. They understand the hazards, they know the procedures, and they have the confidence to speak up when something isn't right. Training needs to be ongoing and tailored to the specific tasks and hazards of the job. And it's not just about technical skills, it's about fostering a culture of safety where everyone feels responsible for their own safety and the safety of those around them. Section 9. Equipment essentials, the right tools for the job. In any industry, having the right tools is not just a convenience, it's a necessity. This is especially true in high-risk environments like the oil and gas industry. Imagine trying to fight a fire with a garden hose. It's not just ineffective, it's dangerous. The same principle applies to industrial work. That's what it's like trying to do hot work without the right equipment. The wrong tools can lead to inefficiency, accidents, and even catastrophic failures. We're talking about more than just welding torches and cutting tools. The right equipment encompasses a wide range of tools and gear, each designed for specific tasks to ensure safety and efficiency. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, is crucial. It's not just about having the tools to do the job, but also about protecting the people who use them. Fire-resistant clothing, gloves, and face shields are a must. These items protect workers from burns, cuts, and other injuries that can occur in hazardous environments. And don't forget about respiratory protection. In many industrial settings, the air can be filled with harmful particles and fumes. Toxic fumes can be invisible killers. Without proper respiratory protection, workers are at risk of inhaling dangerous substances that can cause long-term health issues. Make sure workers have the right respirators for the job and that they know how to use them properly. Training is essential to ensure that PPE is used correctly and effectively. The right equipment can mean the difference between a job done safely and a disaster. Proper tools and PPE not only protect workers but also enhance productivity and job quality. Investing in the right equipment is investing in the safety and success of your operations. Section 10. The continuing importance of hot work safety. The oil and gas industry is constantly evolving. New technologies, new equipment, and new challenges emerge all the time. That's why safety can never be a one-and-done deal. It requires constant vigilance, adaptation, and improvement. Companies need to stay up to date on the latest safety standards and best practices. They need to invest in ongoing training and provide workers with the tools and resources they need to stay safe. And most importantly, they need to foster a culture of safety where everyone feels empowered to speak up and report unsafe conditions. Section 11. Conclusion. Safety, a shared responsibility. At the end of the day, safety is about more than just rules and regulations. It's about looking out for yourself and looking out for each other. It's about understanding that everyone has a role to play in creating a safe work environment. So let's commit to making safety a top priority every day on every job. Because when it comes to hot work, there's no room for shortcuts or complacency. Lives depend on it.